Yo, what's up, guys? Yo, Food Fun TV here, and we are back with more Kagetsu Tohya. What? Let me turn off this Persona music, and let's get down to the road. Oh, man. Sweet potato stuffed with nuts. That's the message of the day. Sweet potato stuffed with nuts. There you go. That works. So, let me also pull up this. I should have put this up before, but whatever. Alright, so we're gonna continue on Akia's. I don't have to charge this anymore, right? Yeah, we're gonna continue on Akia's stuff. So, yup. Did I mess up anything? Boop. Cool. Sweet potato stuffed with nuts. Okay. We're good to go. Let's start officially. It's kind of weird. Why is it like that? Okay, that's cool enough, I guess. So last time we left off is we left off at Akiya Dream. Alright, we're doing this weird dream, and we're at the 5th day. If the mystery is true, Akiya has 2 days technically to live. If the mystery is fake, then, I guess happy ending. But we'll find out. Let's continue on right now. Breakfast in the cafeteria finished as the hands of the clock ticked past 7. Young ladies from good families would never even acknowledge that some people's ungraceful schedule would be to rush through breakfast, then hurry directly to school. Shiki, I'm not gonna lie, me. Tohno, did you notice that Shiju is missing? Spoiling the quiet of the preschool morning, Soka whispered. Yes, I noticed. Seemed like I was not mistaken after all. Right. What are you going to do? Want me to go look for her? If you do it, things probably get worse. I am grateful for your concern, but this is my problem. Should you get involved, Soka, then things might begin to get strange. Waving one hand in a later gesture, I left the room first. Shijo Tsukasa's room was a double, wasn't it? In fact, now that I think about it, this all started when Shijo Tsukasa's roommate complained. Shijo-san, this is Tohno. I knocked on the door. No reply, just a rustling sound of movements inside the room. Shijo-san! Oh, I wish to speak with you. Would this be a good time? Another knock. The presence in the room became more agitated. Shijo-san, I do not have much free time. There is something I wish to confirm, so if you excuse me. I placed my hands on the doorknob. Hold on. This is important. I have to do this, or it might come back to haunt me. Okay. I feel better. I have to do it before it haunts me back. I placed my hand on the doorknob. Dang, that scared me, dude. I wasn't prepared for a sound effect. I'm not gonna lie. The unpleasant sound of the chair being thrown at the wall. Shut up! Don't you dare come in, Tohno! Subsequently, I could hear Shijo Tsukasa shout. Other students, wondering what was happening, began to look into the corridor. What a bother. Like this, if I were to force my way into the room, there is no telling what sort of rumors may start. Since all I came here for was to ask why she had not attended breakfast, I decided to quietly withdraw. Tohno-san. One of the gallery spoke to me from a safe distance. Good morning. I'm so sorry for creating such a fuss so early in the morning. Making a first-rank smile, I responded to a speaker. I said relieved at my smile, the unfamiliar student relaxed. Tsukasa, would you please not take offense? Last night she was injured again, and has been more and more neurotic lately. I'm aware of that. I had heard from the dorm manager that Shijo-san had not been well lately. How is last night's injury? Well, she won't let any of us see it. Anzo. That is Tsukasa's roommate? Well, Anzo got chased out of the room, and Tsukasa had been closed up in there ever since then. It was a pretty bad burn, but I guess she doesn't want other people to see it. Dang, she turned into Two-Face. That makes sense. Burns are not something to go around showing other people. But if I were Shijo-san place, I would not go out in public until I was completely healed. Huh? Tohno-san, if you say so, you're not angry? It's a neurosis, isn't it? Those sorts feel no resentment for sympathy. So everyone be sure not to excite Shijo-san, and treat her gently until she is pieced together again. Or at least I want to be able to ignore her for the next 2 days. Wow, Tohno-san, ever since you returned, you become so serene. It's quite a difference. Is that so? I have not changed at all, though. Really? The students seemed to in question. They returned to her room. There is one thing I forgot to ask. What is it, Tohno-san? Where was Shijo-san injured? On her face, or was her hair burned? After looking at me wonderingly for a moment, she responded that the burn was on Shijo Tsukasa's arm. Why did music start? The arm? Oh, I don't have that much water today. I forgot to stock. It's okay. I can drink like little pieces, I guess. Taking advantage of break periods, I learned the details of last night's events. While my roommates and I had been frolicking about in our room, Shijo Tsukasa has been in the friend's room, chatting. Having lost a bet, Shijo Tsukasa was forced to serve tea to everyone when some sort of trouble occurred. As a result, she was burned on one arm. At that moment, there was no one else in the kitchen, so precisely she was burned was unclear. Not even whether it was caused by gas burners or perhaps a bumping into the hot stove. Just that the burn was not serious enough to require treatment at a hospital. That's obvious. No matter what you do, there's simply no way to seriously hurt yourself in a friend's room. Jeesh. Perhaps because I was finally losing my temper, or perhaps because of the churning in my head, I spit out those words. My feet led me to the student council room. Hello, Tohno-senpai! I come to private business, but for some reason Seo was waiting for me like a puppy wagging his tail. Good day, Seo. Are you here to do more sorting? Yep. And I also did a little investigating about what you said yesterday. What I said yesterday? Oh, do you mean about the purple envelopes? Yes, I thought it'd be great if I could help you out a little. I only found out a little bit though. I see. Thank you for all your efforts, Seo. I almost feel bad having you spend your time for me like this. No, it's not like that at all. Later, I just happened to run into my teachers and ask about it. That's all. So really, if you start thanking me, I'll feel all awkward. Ooh, that same defenseless smile that makes me want to do something to her. When Seo becomes a high schooler, I'll be a senior retiring from the student council. Maybe it would be wise to start making preparations to transfer into the student government for that time. So then, Seo, what have you learned? Yes, well, I already said that the purple envelopes were originally used to send suggestions to the faculty, right? But we don't use that method anymore, so I thought there had to be a reason it was stopped. An excellent point. If only she were more calm and dignified, there'd be nothing to say against her. Well, that tradition stopped about 10 years ago, when someone jokingly returned a letter that someone else had sent. Except the letter was an anonymous report of someone breaking school rules, and that someone who returned the letter was joking, as much as they threatening the student who informed in the first place, it seems. Seo finally noticed my expression. She probably knows how much I detest these sort of stories. It's alright, please continue. Okay. Because the letters was returned, the request for help never reached the administration. That's where the wish went ungranted part came from. And then 7 days later, what? She died? Yes. That weekend, she left the dormitory and was killed in a traffic accident. Wow. Wait a minute. Bruh, is this real? I just realized. I mean, I kind of low-key know already. But it's from a movie. But I didn't say anything because they didn't die. They didn't mention anyone dying. But I'm like, oh, it's from a movie, bruh. 7 days. I like that. I guess that's what you call pop culture, right? Worldwide. This was, of course, an unrelated accident sale. It was, but that quarrel centered on that letter was the truth. After that happened, the administration decided to stop using that method to receive requests. However, people kept sending letters, and eventually, it became one of the school's 7 mysteries. And then that wonderful story that if the letter is returned but the wish is not granted, the sender would die was somehow attached to the purple envelope story. Right, regretfully nodded Seo. I accidentally let out another sigh. Well, it does seem appropriate that to be counted amongst the 7 mysteries, there had to be some sort of original story the mystery was modeled off. However, by focusing on only the unfortunate accident, this twisted system developed, and now people are getting dragged into it by the most trivial of coincidences. How silly it is all backwards. It's not that if your wish is granted, you lose something. Rather, it's that if your wish is not granted, that you lose something. In truth, it's an utter curse. And then something lost would be practitioner life. Dang, she burned her arm. You think she'll be okay? I believe that curses really do exist. I suddenly declared while bandaging my scraped elbow. Curses? You mean the 7 mysteries? Didn't we decide that it was just superstition? Not the 7 mysteries. Whether coincidences or contrived, I was thinking that should the cycle be done just right, that it is possible to curse someone. Imagine that A hates B, and A decides, well, then okay, and one day create a curse situation so that B will die. That's what I was thinking of. What's with that? In other words, A hates B, so A hires a hitman. Then, on the appointed date, the hitman sticks B feet in concrete and drops her off in the ocean. Is that what you mean? No, not at all. That is nothing more than going through the motions. That is not doing it by yourself, fulfilling your objective without ordering others to act in your stead. What I'm talking about is that situation. A situation where A who wishes to kill B and B who knows nothing of A sharing the same risk. For example, let us say this room is full of landmines. Well, this conversation is getting extreme all of a sudden. I'm just making it easy to understand, right? So then, these landmines really have no existence in the real world. As long as you live a normal life, they won't explode. However, should you do something remove you from your normal life, for example, if I should use my comb, or if you use my towel, Soka, then those abnormal actions would cause you to accrue points. Of course, I too. Well, I would never do so, but if I were to steal Hanai's precious cookies and eat them, then I too would accrue points. That's awfully specific, Akia. Got it. And when that point total crosses a certain level, then the landmines react. Is that the plan? To put it simply, yes. Those originally unlikely action forms, in other words, an accumulation of coincidences and chance events, correct? Should those chance events, those switches, be pushed again and again, then the situation would become a changing stage. That is what I think a curse is. Whoa, check out the mushroom. Bro, I never understood this mushroom, man. This mushroom's like a mascot or something. I seen that a lot in Melty Blood. And then in Eunice, if you play Shion, I think in arcade mode or something, you can see Shion holding a mushroom. This mushroom dude. I guess that's like a mascot, probably. It's weird. As another example, should Hanai wish to use my comb, she would have to stand near my dresser. And since she weighs 5 kilos more than I do, then would place an additional burden on the floor. Should this happen 10 times, the floor would mysteriously break, causing the room to collapse. The pitiful Mizawa Hanai would be singing with the angels. Dang, Akia, why you gotta reveal her weight? I see, but that's just sophistry. I mean, if the room could be destroyed by something like that, then you and I would be dead 20 times over. Right? That's why setting up the room to act like that would be a curse. Both the one who created the curse and those who participate must always watch out to see if the circumstances of the curse are about to be fulfilled. And because she is participating as well, the curse will show obvious hostility to its creator as well. To say that a curse is a double-edged blade is accurate, for in a situation whether A or B will fall is uncertain. Ah, what a rambling delusion I'm spouting off. So, what you want to say is that the superstition of the 7 mysteries is a curse like that? But then, whose curse is it? By what you said, the situation is something man-made, not something natural, right? Just as sharp as always, Sokka. Well, this purple envelope thing would be a natural occurring curse, I guess. But this particular curse switch is quite uncommon, so normally it would never come to completion. I began bandaging the other elbow. This was the result of my dramatic fall during my return to the dormitory. Ah! You're doing that again! Geez, Akira-chan, why have you been so beat up lately? Then since our tangled conversation paused, Hanapen voice cuts in. Why? That looks painful. Akira-chan, you've been getting hurt constantly. But you say you haven't been fighting, so what have you been doing? Bring with curiosity, Hanapen gazed at my elbows. Then, this has to be the curse! Was her instant answer. Huh? Two voices in harmony. I applied disinfect to the scrape on my arm and continued. To tell the truth, I too sent out a letter and had it returned. That was 5 days ago, the same day that Shidro-san did. Hanapen, uncomprehending, merely looked confused. Wow! That's just too funny! Sokka, well, just as expected, grabbed her stomach and exploded in mirth. Sokka, some laughter may be expected, but laughing that hard is a little annoying. No, it's just that you only have 2 days to live. What? Bruh. What the hell? Maybe because she doesn't believe in it, that's why she can laugh at all. Sokka collapsed in laughter, falling to the floor. To have my peerless friends to be someone like this, I truly am cursed. Oh man, I think I just used an entire year's worth of laughter there. So, what is it? Those scratches don't stop, so now you believe in curses? No. I have no interest in leaving my revenge up to some random curse. In the first place, I had long ago identified the curse of these wounds. I know the moment I saw her that this was no curse, but just an obsession. What? I don't understand. It's why my letter came back. If that had not happened, then I would have never bothered going along with all of this. But even was unlike me, embracing that weak girlish dream of allowing someone else to fulfill my wish was not a bad thing. However, I had enough. I'm going to end this now. Switching gears, I stood. After that was brief. Without hesitation, I walked to Shijo Tsukasa's room, turned the doorknob, and entered. Stars. I wonder if sighing like this had become a habit, I thought, and looked up at the night sky. Unfortunately, Shijo Tsukasa was not in her room. Her roommate Anzo was not there either, and after leaving my room with that castic declaration, I couldn't simply walk back having done nothing. So I came here to the dormitory room to enjoy the breeze. The winter wind was cold. Cold enough to make the word cold seem laughably inadequate. In this weather, it would not be surprising if it started snowing. So, however much I desired to, I can't stay long. And if it went to the friend's room, it ends up like that. Should I head to the friend's room? I have to deal with all the good intentions of the middle schoolers. And then the high schoolers who think if they don't greet me properly, something terrible will happen, and who in their great fright would be unable to speak diplomatically. Why do all the girls the same age as I am look up to me as some sort of fearsome onesama? Well, then, what shall I do? Hugging my arm around my shivering body, I walk across the roof. I seem to remember that you can see into the courtyard from here. The mailbox in the real courtyard, that was the start of all of this, was removed, but I wonder if the other mailboxes are still around. What the hell? Eh? I reached out my hand, but there was nothing for me to grab. Falling. Suddenly pushed from behind. Idiotically, I fell from the roof of a 4-story dormitory towards the earth below. She could survive that, right? Can she? Whoa, okay. Yeah, I knew she could survive that. I mean, Akia's not normal, so. But she can only use her powers when her hair turned red, right? I guess. Not really. Because she used her power sometimes to give Shiki heat. When we did summon her route. Her hair didn't turn red. So, yeah, she'll be okay. That was surprising. I'm the one who's surprised. You fell from the roof and suffered only some scrapes? Exactly what sort of body do you have? Are you really human? No. Akia-chan, you're too healthy. Before me stood 2 familiar roommates. Soko, what time is it? Perhaps the shock of the fall, or some after effects of losing consciousness, but I suspiciously asked my friend. It's just before 10 o'clock at night. Right before lights out time. I see. So, hasn't it been an hour since I fell? Yeah. When we called the doctor, she was quite surprised. But when she got here, she was even more surprised. Exactly where's this girl injured? Her eyes were clearly asking. That's right. The doctor said that some trees or bushes may have cushioned your fall, but that doesn't make any sense. Akia-chan, are even your clothes super tough? Hennepin typically was caught up in something utterly unimportant. So, why did you fall from the roof? Pushing Hennepin to the side, Soko asked in a serious tone. Somehow, Soko was not fooled by my evasion. It was that curse, huh? Soko stated, cold eyes. I guess Soko knows the reason why I fell from the roof. However, she's a bit wrong after all. Don't be silly. I already said that in this wholesome environment, there's no way curse could thrive, didn't I? That sort of thing is human-like, Tohno. People who don't know if there really are such things as curses or whatever sometimes do try to perform such a thing. Not everyone in this world is as sturdy as you are. Huh? I don't think of myself as sturdy. Just listen to me. To us, a curse is the same thing as a prayer. A desperate wish that in order to fulfill, you even fight with your back against the wall. Driven there by disaster if that wish should not be fulfilled. Do you understand? Aside from the real thing, a curse is something you do to someone else. It's something you do to yourself. A curse is a double-edged sword. She's saying that a curse is nothing more than a strong suggestion that you force upon yourself in order to achieve your goal. But Soko, that unnatural curse is what we call obsession. Well, certainly this time you're right. With a sigh, I turned my gaze outside the window. The quarry I fell into was deserted. The dark of the winter nights is weak. The swirling particles of the night seem frozen in the winter air, along with many thoughts. This sort of mind-rotting curse seems more appropriate to summer. But this is January. Curses or superstitions, these sort of things are out of season now. Things sound abrupt. Oh, they got cricket noises? Finally. Dang, I'm so low on water. For some reason, Soko still looked like she had something to say. As she dragged Hannah-pin, still protesting, I'll sleep in the clinic with Akia-chan tonight. Back to our room. Midnight. And when everyone should be asleep, I went to the rear courtyard. At this time of night, no one would interfere. I made my presence this obvious, so she would be showing up any time now. So you come. From behind me, I heard the sound of the steps on the fallen leaves. She was doing her best to hide the sound of her footsteps, but they were a little different from those of a child playing hide and seek. Good evening. These nights certainly are cold, aren't they, Shijo-san? Careful not to alarm her, I slowly turned around. Bro, she got a knife! Oh, fuck you. Bro, put the knife down. You know, Akia... Nah, she can't. If she used her powers, she can't control it. So I guess she gotta. I don't know what she's gonna do. Well, she's pretty good. I want to say she's pretty good at hand-to-hand combat. Okay, I failed. No matter how gently I might wish to end this, if she had already been driven into a corner, there's no point. I understand how you feel, but that's a little too much. You don't understand that you only hurt yourself with that knife. Even so, I spoke calmly. I heard that in these circumstances, if you speak rationally, sanity will return, but... You're weird. You fell from the roof, so why are you still alive? Tohno-san, you're weird. Shivering fingers gripped the knife, and those words flow from her shivering lips. I'm going to be in trouble if you don't disappear. Hey, you already transferred so many times. Why not transfer again? There's only 2 days left, so if you don't hurry up and leave, everything will go wrong, you know? It's not so. I'm not unusual at all. Those 7 mysteries are just superstitions, and it's just someone pranked that returned that letter to you. It's not that your wish will be granted and I'll disappear, nor will you disappear should your wish not be granted. I know that, but I just can't stand it. I can't take this horrible feeling. Horrible feeling? Do you mean your injuries? First finger, then arm? Seems like you have a little luck as I do. Or rather, my injuries were all deliberate while yours were just accidents. And certainly, that would be a horrible feeling. Consciously or not, deliberately injuring herself would be a horrible feeling. So then, would tomorrow be your leg? And then your face? That would be the 7th day, so that might be the time for a life-threatening injury. No, it's not like that. That's all just superstition, so all my injuries are going to stop tonight. You mean if I disappear from in front of you? For example, if I were to instantly disappear from the roof, as if some magic show. All I did was jump to the ground, however. Her already pale face became even paler, and she stepped back. Well then, standing around like this is cold, and besides, I'm tired of this. Since this case is one without a clear victim, I had thought to handle it gently, but no more. She's in no condition to speak rationally, anyway. How foolish. If you're going to fulfill your wish with your own hands, then you never should have sent that letter in the first place. No, I didn't. That was really just a coincidence. You came to see me, but I wasn't there. And then I heard you gone to the roof, so I went, but you were innocently looking to the courtyard. I just thought for some reason, right now, if I push her, she'd fall and die, I just thought, but my hand unconsciously. What the fuck, dude? Bruh. You thought that. Just thinking that you're a psychopath. Reached out and pushed me off the roof. My, how scary. A murderer without any hostility or intent to kill. If Shijo Sakasa had actually had a clear intent to kill me, then I would realize her presence. But since her hands just unconsciously moved, there was no way for me to sense her. Normally unbelievably dense, but at these times definitely she's sharp. Perhaps he could have corrected her mistake before this happened. I don't think Shiki could do that. Can he? I don't know. Shiki is pretty smooth sometimes. Sometimes, though. However, you really are a splendid murderer. I thought I would ignore you as long as it just things like a razor on my desk or push down the stairs. But that's over now. Dang, she's been pushing Akia down the stairs. Wow. Shijo-san, you came in with attention as well, correct? I watched the violently shaking girl. No matter what was before, it seems that the moment she pushed me off the roof, her obsession had come to full bloom. If I had died there, she would have committed a perfect murder, but since I was here, alive, things have gone wrong. All I had to say was Shijo Sakasa pushed me off the roof, and sure enough, this would all be over. Since she had started this all herself, all she could do was try to finish it. And the first step was to steal the lips off the survivor, me. Enough of this. I'm through talking, so you may start whenever you feel like it. She's gonna go. The hand gripping her knife is still shaking. How pitiful. At this rate, she'll waste the whole night. So, then shall I? I'll say this just once, but I have no intention on going easy on you. Dude, you know, I think I kind of know what's Akia powers. After the Akia Rao, she absorbs heat. She could take away a person's heat, and she could absorb a person, apparently. She absorbed capital letter Shiki. And, whose route was it? Was it Kohaku's? Yeah, it was Kohaku Rao. So she could absorb heat and people life, I guess. Or maybe that's her heat. Whatever. And she can also shoot heat. Like, she look at you, bro. She has, like, laser beam. But it's, like, made of heat. You try to kill me. So, even if you beg for mercy, I will kill you. Oh, damn. So I informed her. A first-class smile floating on my face. Ah, ah, ah. She tried to go. Just like me earlier. Pushed forward by something she couldn't see, she attacked. But it didn't matter at all. The wildly waving knife passed by my neck only once. Then mercilessly, then step of my foot connected soundly with the back of her head. Dang, Ojo-sama stomp. The Soka school highest ranked certain kill round kick. And flawlessly, I mowed down her consciousness. And maybe even dangerously close to mowing down her life. A brokenly collapsed Shijo Tsukasa. Atop her drifted down the hair her knife had cut. I had dodged only by the hair breadth, so the hair on my right side had been sliced short. In the end, wish granted or not, it had taken this woman's life. 6th day, January 13. Now what? Is she arrested? Or she let her go? The next day, Saturday in the morning. Because of the weekend, the dormitory was quieter than normal. There were those who had already left with plans for the weekend, those who were busy with club activities, and those who sleep all morning. For all those various reasons, the number of students moving around the dormitory was reduced to almost 1/3 of normal. When I awoke in the clinic, the first thing I did was get permission to leave the grounds, then go hire a beautician to put my hair in order before returning. You think we're gonna see Ake with short hair? I hope so. It seemed like the two of them were waiting for my return. They must have been worried after I chased them out at the clinic last night. I digested this for a moment and then thought, friendship is such a nice thing. The two of them stared at me, dumbfounded. Actually, Hanepin looked the same as always, but Soka seemed frozen, staring at me. What? Is there something on my face? Your hair. What happened to your hair? Soka finally choked out. This? Oh, shit! She got short hair. Can we see? Maybe at the end. I got it cut up a little, so I had to shorten. I originally was going to have it cut short, but I decided that it was too effeminate and stopped. It was not as if cutting my hair would cause anything to change. No, that's fine, but I mean, that's really quite... It fits you. Me personality. Soka mouth twisted. Wow, Akia-chan, you look really obstinate. For some reason, Hanepin seemed really happy. How rude. That's not the point at all, you two. I even considered a ponytail or triple braid to hide it, but that was my final choice. Is that so? Don't concern yourself. This is only makeshift until my hairs grow off. By spring, it should be back to normal. So until then, you can cope with it. I turned my gaze from them. I guess that's right. Well, anyway, I got to go out for a bit. Hanepin hurriedly departed the room. What's she's up to? Hane was summoned by some of the higher-ups. But she threw a tantrum and refused to go until you got back. She seemed attached to you, Tohno. I don't remember being the hand that feeds her, though. Answering with another sigh, I loosened my hair. Damn, let me see Akia! Is it? Oh, I got baited! What the hell was that long transition? After that, the subject naturally turned to the 7 mysteries. I gave Soka a brief summary of last night's events, and outlined the entire story for her. Now I understand. So that's the reason that Shijo is sleeping in the clinic? Well, this should be good for her. A painful punishment should make her guilt go away. Soka just accepted everything. Her candiness at times like this is truly amazing. To be honest, I don't like this. Just look, I can't believe that just because her letter was returned, she got all access in this non-existent curse. I agree. That was just bad luck. If the person Shijo was wishing to disappear had been someone other than you, Tohno, I don't think any of this would have happened. What does that mean, Soka? Heh. Perhaps she thought that if you found out through some fluke, the same accident as 10 years ago would happen. You have no mercy for those oppose you. In other words, I'm saying that Shijo was scared of wasn't the curse, it was you. Shit. One kick which just wasn't enough. I should have acted like you, Soka, and cooperated with her expectations after I fell her. Hey, don't say that. Shijo's going to be suffering from whiplash for a month. If you'd gone that far, it really would have been 10 years ago again. A breath later, Soka chugged down her freshly poured tea. Coffee and tea are wasted on her, but for some reason, she's eccentric and continually uses the tea set she owns. Her taste of Eastern culture might be a match for those of someone somewhere. What does that mean? Who's someone? Is this Shiki? What the fuck? I remember Shiki likes tea. For some reason, right? The main character Shiki, he's obsessed with Japanese. Well, he is Japanese, but he like Japanese. He prefers sake, Japanese snacks, and tea. Remember what he told Akira-chan? I prefer sake, or I prefer Japanese snacks. I don't want to eat that cake. Or I think he said he prefer. Well, he likes tea because of the Arima family. But this still doesn't explain everything. The problem with the letters. Since there weren't any return address on the letter, how did it get back to the sender, which was the beginning of all this? True, that is the only thing that cannot be explained by chance. Soka nodded while sipping her tea. Ooh, all that work is finally over. And right then, a tired Hannah-pin returned. Welcome back. Is your role finally over? Yep, nodded Hannah-pin and collapsed on the carpet. Flop. As she said, she still seemed to have energy left. Good work. Isn't it great that you finished your work right before the weekend? Yep, thanks, So-chan. I want some tea too. Again? You don't drink tea, so stop asking for other people to give you any. I almost forgot to ask, honey. Why have you been this busy? The culture festival was over, so I would have thought there'd be no work for you to be that busy with. That's true, but listen. Pouring Soka tea in her own teacup, Hannah-pin started speaking. Well, you know, the dorm being renovated, right? Well, then this is the perfect time, they thought, to get rid of the old mail system we had. From now on, we'll be giving our letters to the clerk at the reception desk. Hold it, Hannah-pin. I never heard a word about this. But it was such a sudden decision that there was still undelivered letters left before winter break. Did the upperclassmen ask me to sort them all out all by myself? Dude, she's the one that made the mail. Damn. She almost got... Well, Akia can't die from that. She was, got Tsukasa killed. I think that's her name, right? Tsukasa. And now she mentioned it. I remember she was doing some sorting last night. First I heard of that. Getting rid of the old system means they're removing all the mailboxes in the dorm. That's right. And then I was told to check all the letters to friends or family, or such one by one. They wanted to double check the sender and address and such. That's an invasion of privacy, isn't it? Taking a liking to the phrase invasion of privacy, Hannah-pin wagged her finger as she said it. I see. That's your sorting of the mail. Wait a moment. What do you do with the letters that had neither the address or sender name? Do them in the trash. But there weren't many of those, so I returned almost all of them. Now my roommate was flat out bragging. It's her fault. I'm like, dang. Wow. I really work hard on this. I even skipped winter break and stayed and worked on this. Proud, innocent, Hannah-pin. I'm like, dang, dude. She almost got someone killed. Hey, with no address or sender, how'd you know who to return them to? Was there a purple envelope with nothing written on it? I just looked inside. I recognized Shijo-san handwriting, and Akiya-chan had a blank paper in it. But I remember earlier wondering what Akiya-chan was doing with her purple envelope, so I returned that one to her. Dang, dude. So she saw Shijo-san handwriting. So do you think she read the contents? Didn't the contents have something to do with I wish Akiya-senpai disappeared or something like that? She probably, you know, she's probably super sweet. She didn't think too much of it, probably. She just saw the handwriting, recognized it, and just returned it. Okay. It was right there on your desk, wasn't it? This is all your fault. Pow! The tip of my slipper struck Hannah-pin. Meanie! Akiya-chan, you're so violent. Wah! Hannah-pin started crying. I'm the one who wants to cry. Here, you idiot. That's right. When we came back, Hane said there was something she needed to tell you. I see, so this was what she forgot. Dude! Nah, that's not right. Right on New Year's and none... Shiel. Actually, I heard people call out Shiel name. Excuse me. It's CL, not Shiel. I don't know where I got Shiel from. It's CL. Alright, I'm gonna pronounce her name right from now on. CL Senpai. Right on New Year's and none... Oh, you know what? I have to remake. I'm not gonna lie. When I boot up the remake, I know how to pronounce CL name. But I guess for now I'll call it CL. Right on New Year's, a nun came by the dorm. She asked me if I knew Tohno Akiya, and I said I'm her roommate, and she said to give this to Akiya-chan and gave me a letter. Another silence. Hane. Hey, I remembered. Here, Akiya-chan, this is for you. After a little rummaging, Hannah-pin pulled a letter out of the chaos of her desk. The letter was, well, from exactly whom I thought it would be from. The contents were just two brief lines. One sentence stated that his treatment was over. What? Hold on, man. Hold on, man. I don't got no more water. I got this. This is my last one. Oh man, I hate it when the seal broke. No way. You think this is what gone through my head when I heard this, right? When I read this. So, if this is true, and my theory that this story takes place after Akiya's true ending, then that means after Shiki, you know how Shiki has his eyes of death perception? He's able to kill something, right? Just like he killed the soul of Roa when he was like, you know, being mind controlled for that CL good ending. I was thinking, I wonder if he could kill the heat of Akiya and return it to her. I wonder if that's possible. What if he did something similar to that? He was unconscious. You know CL was like looking sometimes, right? You know CL was stalking Shiki. Remember before the ending, the true ending of Akiya? When Akiya and Shiki had the H scene, and then capital letter Shiki came out of nowhere, knocked Shiki out, kidnapped Akiya. CL was the one that rescued Shiki, main character Shiki. Brought Shiki back to her room. And then Shiki was like, I gotta go save Akiya. And I'm like, alright. You know, this time I'm not gonna save you though. I'm just gonna be watching. You failed. I'm gonna kill everybody. And then she goes like, okay. And then that means CL did watch the whole thing unfold. Remember, she's lurking in the shadows. So when he rescued Akiya, turn her back to normal. You think CL? She just took his body. She forgot the knife. That's why Akiya was able to find the knife later on in the ending. She just like pick up the body and like, I'm gonna go heal Shiki. But she didn't tell nobody. She didn't tell nobody. Oh, that would be funny. I hope that's the case. I hope I'm right. If not, then nice fan fiction I had. Okay. The contest was just 2 brief lines. One sentence stated that his treatment was over. And the other joking statement said that she would be returning to Japan in about a year. She would leave him in my care until then. My mind went white. So white I couldn't even tell what I was feeling. If there was such things as hollow feelings, then why did she has to be the one to help him? Then those were my feelings for that self-styled senpai woman. CL senpai! Tohno? Soka eyes brought me back. I shoved the letter into the pocket and stood. I'm going. I don't know if I'll be back, so I'll leave the rest of you. Huh? Wait, go. You don't mean temporarily, do you? Ignored the confused Soka, I began packing my bags. Then, there, reflected in the mirror. Oh, let me see. No, don't let me see. Let me see when she meets Shiki. With the former Tohno Akiya with the hair cut short. Again, my mind went blank. No, perhaps I just returned to my usual calm self. My first thought was simply I couldn't see him with my hair like this. The next thought was that after making someone wait this long, I resented having to return as if nothing had happened. This really annoying. I've been this worried and he's already returned to the house? And on top of that, informing me through a letter like this from someone like her? Tohno, don't worry about your appearance. Someone like you needs a little flaw anyway, somewhere. Oh, dear Soka BFF! Homegirl, know what's up. Of course we'll miss you, but if that's the most important thing to you, I'll stay. That's right, hurry up and stay. Huh? What? I said I'll stay. I just couldn't stomach rushing back like this. Dang, she wanna grow her hair. Damn, can I at least see her with the short hair? I had to wait all this time. Now it's time for him to wait. Oh! Even I occasionally. If I didn't trouble Nissan by making him wait for me, then the scales would be unbalanced. Then she admitted it's Nissan too. Nissan. Her favorite car. Soka's lips twisted into a smile. She started laughing. A quiet ha 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 ha. What a woman you are, Tohno. And just like last night, again she grabbed her sides and collapsed in laughter. Whoa, Sochan's broken. Normally she never laughed, but this is the second time. Don't worry about it. If Soka doesn't laugh occasionally, her balance would be off, right? Akiya-chan, you're smiling too. Yep, you're back to the same happy Akiya you were before you transferred. That's because he saw Shiki! Hanepin delightedly laughed as well. Is that so? Then let the 3 of us keep laughing. If anyone saw us, they think we're one strange group. Nuh-uh, we're normal. After all, today's the weekend, and we're all together here, drinking tea. You and me and Sochan too. We're all young ladies. Hanepin laughed loudly. You know, Akiya-san said that it'll take till spring to grow her hair. In spring, what I learned from playing a lot of Japanese visual novels, I kinda get the school structure just a little bit. That's probably when they're like graduate or something. So yeah, and they have spring break too. So Ojo-sama. Yeah, I'm on Ojo-sama. I'm RPing, bro. That's how you play visual novels. You RP as the main character. Right now, I'm Akiya Tohno. I love my Nissan. Damn, it's true. That too was normal. No matter what, she always smiled happily. Damn, let me see Akiya though. Sucked in by her obvious joy, my laughter just slipped off. It felt much better than I expected, letting all my earlier troubles fade into insignificance. My waiting cell, even though I left and returned, my unchanging roommates. Scared of that endless waiting, my own girlishness that played at making wishes. And finally, that warmth in my heart that I clung to on those sleepless nights. A wish was made in greed. I thought I wanted him to come back, but if that was all, then surely I would have been unsatisfied. That's why, all along, my true wish was something that the 7 mysteries couldn't grant, but my true wish was something much different. Although saying so would be too blunt and effeminate. After all, making him mine wasn't just a wish, but my ambition. Oh, dang! That sounds so like Akiya. That's her ambition, right? Anyway, spring. Winter would deepen, the snow will fall, and the frost will hollow the earth. Only when my hair is back to normal, I can't bear waiting anymore, will I go home to the mansion. When I do, then surely he'll just be just as impatient, waiting eagerly before the gate. I don't know, man. He has Hisu and Kohaku to keep him company. I think he'll be fine. Same with... No! What? Nasu! Good job, Nasu. Godlike as usual. But graphic Takeuchi! Yo, give it up for the god, Takeuchi-sama. Without Takeuchi, I wouldn't have the same visual novels I have, right? Tsukihime would be way different than what I know, and Stay Night would be completely different. Takeuchi led all the right decisions for Fate Stay Night. Created by Time Moon. I have to clap it up one more for Takeuchi. Hey, what about Akiya's short hair though? No way! We didn't get to see the short hair. What? You know, they did say in an interview that Kagetsu Tohya put them in a hospital for overworked. Yeah, budget. It might be a budget thing, or it might be a time issue thing. So I gotta keep remembering this, right? This game put Nasu in a hospital. So, from overworked. They would work really hard. So, yeah. There was probably a time issue and a budget issue. Or a budget issue. But probably a time issue most likely. Right? They were like time constraint. Trap field. So that's understandable. I guess I'll let it slide. But in order for them to make it up, they have to show Akiya with short hair in the remake. That's the only thing I'll accept. No, not the only thing I'll accept. I mean, I'll accept a lot of things. But, you know, I guess they're not obligated. But you know what, man, bro? You know what? For me, bro, not even for your fans, Nasu. Takeuchi, can you get Akiya with short hair? I just want to see her with short hair hanging in a dorm. I want this to be incorporated in the remake along with the original ending. I think the original ending is perfect already, right? I think it's super good. I think they should have the original ending, and then this could be the epilogue. But not this entire 7 mystery story. They could like fast forward, and then they could give like a mail from CL, and then like, you know, Shika's waiting at the mansion. And then it shows with Akiya with short hair with her friends, BFF and BFF, right? Drinking tea. That would be godlike. But that's what I want. Alright, let me clap it up one more time. That was good. What was that one called again? Clap it up for a story for the evening. One more clap. Yay. Okay, so that's GG's on that one. Let's continue on and start day 8.